Looking good. How's everybody feeling? Good. Yeah? Clap it up. Clap it up. All right.
And now, Crystal Williams will lead us.
What we gonna do? What happened? We can do something there. Sign me up for union membership.
That's a good one.
We got 300 new members.
Woo!
Yeah, 300 new members.
Can't do that. Tania, you remember the rest of it? Just waiting 1 more minutes. But we do want to thank Pastor Turner for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you. We want to thank President Bob Ryder from the CFL.
Yeah. Right,
Thank you. And we'll say it loud and proud, but we're going to thank all 30,000 members of the mighty CTU for delivering this victory. So that's right. CTU.
Can we thank all the union reporters and cameramen?
Yeah.
So we do. So last night, my daughter had a dance production, and I was completely unprepared for her being right in front of me. This has nothing to do with this press conference, by the way. I'm just telling you my life. And she was like amazing. She was like front and center, and that girl turned into someone else's daughter. I don't know her, and she was amazing. Right? She was amazing. And so we were up late last night, like celebrating her. And my other daughter got up this morning and she wanted a celebration because she had to take pictures today. And every outfit didn't work. So pardon my tardiness because sometimes, most of the time, they come first. So I appreciate everyone's patience with me. That was my long way of saying that. God is good. Man, I am going to take a little personal privilege here and say that my God is faithful because this is the hardest thing I've ever done outside of being Kevin's wife and 3 people's mother. And that's real. And it was the hardest thing to do because I can never reconcile why it is so hard in this city to love children enough to give them libraries and to also appreciate the people who are bringing that forth. So I want to begin with gratitude and appreciation to the 30,000 members of the Chicago Teachers Union for the robust participation in our union's democratic process. And when I say democratic, we voted on everything. Yes. People got an opportunity to touch it, feel it, see it, and last Thursday and Friday, they voted in an overwhelming historic levels to ratify this TA to a contract. This agreement was bargained by 65 rank and file members of our union. People who are educating your children right now. People who are engaged in an instructional process that doesn't always give them time to plan it, or the resources to produce it, or the support and infrastructure to get it right, even when sometimes we get it wrong. But they united with community groups, with families, and with students to put forth a historic number of bargaining proposals. And it was led by people, and I see my script, and thank you. Deidre Foster is a high school history teacher. Yeah. Arnie Duncan told her she was failing. She just bargained a contract that gives lower class sizes to every student in this school district. She's not failing, she's achieving. And she not only raised 3 boys who are now in college, they all graduated from the Chicago Public Schools. Yeah. I want you to understand the level of investment that the people at that table have. And then Thad Goodchild, my fellow Bulls fan, Thad Goodchild believes in the liberation of Black people, brown people, indigenous people, all people. And he works at this union every single day to make sure that all of our craziness is legal. He loves children in Chicago, and he has put in a great amount of work getting it done. And then he has this partner, her name is LaToya Kimbrough. And you remember that same school that Arnie Duncan said was failing? Well, she graduated from there. We bring our baggage, our experiences to this work. This young lady went to school in the Chicago Public Schools in the Inglewood neighborhood. We don't name check Inglewood for a headline or for an applause line. We invest in it. We fight for it. And we do it with them. LaToya is the daughter of Inglewood and just negotiated a landmark contract. Is Black here? You missing it? Boo. Christelle Williams is also a daughter of Chicago. West Side. She graduated from Marshall High School. Her mother was a school clerk at Mason. Christelle was a school clerk at Mason. All 3 of her daughters both graduated and worked for the Chicago Public Schools. When I tell you dimensional ownership, that's Crystal. Maria Moreno is the toughest person at the table. This is Maria's 3rd contract as a leader of this union. It is her experience and her clarity that gets us this contract because it's all cumulative. That's Maria. I know I missed someone. You know you're supposed to start naming people. Oh, yeah. No, y'all know I was playing. It's hard being my partner. It is. Ask Kevin Sr. I know this is not a press conference. This is my testimony that I should have had yesterday if I would have went to church, Pastor Turner. Jackson Potter is the best partner a leader in this union could have. Yo, you win with Jackson. See, Jackson, Stacy, Zedra, and LaToya were in that auditorium when Arnie Duncan said we're closing your school. So this is for Inglewood Tech Prep High School, where I met an organizer who said that our union should be fighting for the justice of this neighborhood and this school. Where I met an organizer who went all the way around this city and brought together a motley crew of rank and file educators and gave us a group, a Spanish club. If you know, you know. And look at us. We have a mayor who is a middle school teacher on the 5th floor of Chicago. And y'all ain't never gonna make me ashamed of that.
That's right.
That's right.
And you ain't never gonna make me mad about it either. Let me tell you why. Because Chicago is like Inglewood. A school with people who love it a lot, who will work for it, sacrifice for it, but the place doesn't have enough resources. That's why rich people should be wanting to pay more. Resources allow an institution to thrive, and this city doesn't have enough of it. That's why you're mad at him, because everyone can't get some. So we fight over the small pieces of it. You make us ashamed for saying that we need libraries in the school. Who's going to pay for it? Who paid for the West Loop? Who paid for that nice Google building? With Wolf's Point by the Merchandise Mart, who paid for that? Lincoln Yards, remember that?
Talk about it, make them remember.
This city is undergoing a renaissance for working families, working people, Black children, brown children, undocumented children, immigrant children, Latinx children. All children in every neighborhood, in every zip code is going to win. Yeah. Because this union is committed to that. When I told you that bargaining this contract for too long was wasting our time, I wasn't playing. We're going to help our brothers at the fire and sisters at the firefighters get their contract. We're going to rally with them on Wednesday. Their children go to the Chicago public schools. Their members are connected and engaged with our members as family members. So we're going to rock out with them. See, people like me. Yes. Earth Day is coming up. And we believe that our work is in sustaining this place because our young people, the ones that we're educating, they're going to need it. So we're going to do some very good stuff with our community partners. And Tax Day is coming up April 15th. And in order for this city to have enough for everyone, we're going to have to really get into an organizing conversation all across this city with the people who want public schools to work, the people who want transit to work, the people who want neighborhood development to work, the people who want downtown Chicago to be safe. We're going to talk to all of those people. And we're going to talk to them about why no one has to lose. Right. We're going to talk to them about how everyone can pitch in and make it work. Because the people of Chicago, those people are not our enemies. And rich people who ain't Elon Musk or Donald Trump ain't our enemies either. Only the ones who give them money and vote for them. So we believe in coalition work. So you don't ever have to ask us again how we gonna pay for it. That's right. We're gonna pay for schools in this city to thrive. We're gonna have safe and clean public transit. We're gonna have a place where all of the work that we are doing to give young people the schools they deserve, we can give them the city that they deserve. And that's gonna take all of us. That's right. So look out for red t-shirts on your doors this upcoming summer. Because we're going to talk to you about how we hold on to a democracy in a world that is moving quickly towards fascism. We're going to talk to them about how we keep each other protected and safe in this city through investment and care and engagement, not with batons and clubs and gates and fences. We deserve joy in this city. And this union is going to continue to work in community and coalition. We got 70 sustainable community schools all across this city to do it.
So I just want to talk a little bit about my family too, because we're all saying where we graduated from. So my mother, my 85-year-old mother, graduated from Crane High School. I graduated from Hubbard High School. My sister, my late brother, graduated from Eli Whitney. And my sister returned to CPS, and she's a teacher at Richardson Middle School. So we're very invested in CPS and the children of CPS. So let me go to what I was going to say. My name is Maria Moreno. I'm the CTU Financial Secretary, and member of the Rules and Election Committee. I'm excited to share again the results of the contract ratification vote, which took place last Thursday and Friday over 500 CPS schools, as well as several central locations for the citywide members. In a show of historic levels of support and unity, 97% voted yes in support of the contract. And members participated in this at a historic level with 85% voter turnout. That's what it means to care about your schools. That's what it means to see that what we want is worth coming out to vote. CTU members, including teachers, clinicians, paraprofessionals, and counselors, voted in an unprecedented show of unity for a contract that reduces class sizes in all grade levels, protects academic freedom and our right to teach and learn the truth, ensures more robust sports, fine arts, world language, and other enrichment offerings for our students, makes essential investments in areas that our students should already have, like libraries and librarians, bilingual education supports, and special education resources, brings more equity to our lowest paid members and our paraprofessionals, respects the work of veteran educators like myself with a pay scale that keeps more parity with some of our suburban counterparts, a threefold increase in the number of sustainable community schools, and new language in our contract that will lead to healthier green schools through the removal of asbestos, lead, and mold, and more support for our unhoused students and their families. These are transformational advancements for our students and their educators. And I am so proud of the democratic process our union undertook to reach this outcome. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Pastor Walter Turner, and I'm a proud product of Chicago Public Schools. Grew up in Cabrini Green, went to Jenner Grade School, moved to Commissioner Stamps, Cooley Upper Grade Center, migrated to the south side of Chicago with my parents, and graduated in 1977 at Morgan Park High School. But more than that, I am part of Chicago Teachers Union. You might say, wait a minute, we don't see you. Yes, I'm out here. And the reason why I'm out here because as much as I want to congratulate CTU, President Stacy, and her awesome team, and the 30,000 members of this great union, as much as I want to congratulate them getting this done, the work is just beginning. That's right. It's just starting, because as we, as the city and many other celebrate citizens, celebrate Jackson, this contract signing, this is just a down payment.
That's right.
Over the years, how you have disinvested and how you have disrespected our communities of giving our children the right to learn, our children to understand the possibilities of their future, the purpose of their lives, and how they did not understand what was really at stake. And when I hear the stories of all of these teachers, and when I hear the stories of all of these union members, I come to find out on this week called Holy Week that God does not call the qualified, but he qualifies the call. And when we look and see how these have stood on the front line to get hurt, to get bruised, to get ridiculed, That's what Jesus went through. He was ridiculed because he was trying to always help somebody. He was ridiculed because he was always trying to do good. Well, that's what CTU represents. CTU represents doing good in the communities, be it black, be it white, be it Latino, whatever the case may be. Our children matters. And at a time when we have people trying to discredit education, at a time in our history where they're trying to wipe out public education, if there ever was a time we need CTU, the time is now. And I hear that scripture in Nehemiah chapter 4 saying, fight for your families, fight for your children, fight for your sons, fight for your daughters, but let's keep on fighting for our schools. Thank you.
And now I'd like to bring up my buddy, you got, and it's George, President of the Chicago Federation of Labor, Bob Ryder.
My name is Bob Ryder. I'm president of the Chicago Federation of Labor. The CFL represents 300 unions that represent 500,000 working people in Chicago and Cook County, the hometown of the American labor movement. And one of those 300 unions are the educators and SRPs of the Chicago Teachers Union. And I want to congratulate them on ratifying this incredible contract. I've negotiated and ratified several contracts during my career in the labor movement. And I can tell you, with this large bargaining unit, 30,000 people, with a democratic process that is very granular, which brings voting right to the schools, I got to tell you, getting 97% ratification with that amount of participation in their union democracy is incredible. So again, congratulations. Here's why this is important. Right now, we're not just seeing Donald Trump and Elon Musk deconstructing the institutions of our government, but Donald Trump and Linda McMahon are deconstructing our education infrastructure. And what that means is that we're no longer going to be able to depend on the Department of Education to lead us nationally. Now, we've had challenges with the Department of Education from administration to administration. They've given us top-down education policy that we've challenged and doesn't always work. But there's fundamental structures that are there to benefit students. That's getting wiped out. So when that gets wiped out, what do we replace it with? Or what do we lean into? What do we lean on? And that's a strong district with a strong union. Because at the end of the day, we need teachers and paraprofessionals to advocate for their students and for their families. Now, work rules in a union contract are about the worker, but it's also about the worker delivering services to the people that they serve. And that's so, it's in a collective bargaining agreement in a public school, it's so profound because it all leads to quality education. And what I'm thankful for in this collective bargaining agreement is a commitment by the Chicago Teachers Union to provide the resources and infrastructure for Chicago's children to be able to get opportunities not only to go to college, but also the foundation so they can earn a good living working in our manufacturing industry, or to start apprenticeships and work in the building and construction trades. That is what this is all about. Do you want to see differences on the ground in your community? Invest in your schools, invest in your teachers. That's what gets you there. Thank you.
I'll do the Spanish portion, sorry. Buenos días, soy María Moreno, secretaria de Finanzas del Sindicato de Maestros de Chicago y miembro del Comité de Reglamento y Elecciones del sindicato. Me complace compartir con ustedes los resultados de nuestra votación de ratificación de contrato que se llevó a cabo el jueves y viernes pasados en más de 500 escuelas de CPS, así como varias ubicaciones centrales para nuestros miembros de toda la ciudad. En una muestra histórica de apoyo y unidad, el 97% de los miembros de derecho a votar votaron sí a favor de este contrato. Y los miembros también participaron en esta votación a un nivel histórico, con una participación de 85%. Los miembros del sindicato, incluyendo maestros, clínicos, paraprofesionales y consejeros, votaron en una muestra de unidad sin precedentes a favor de un contrato que reduce el tamaño de las clases en todos los grados, protege la libertad académica y nuestro derecho a enseñar y aprender la verdad, garantiza una oferta más sólida de deportes, bellas artes, idiomas y otras actividades de enriquecimiento para nuestros estudiantes, realiza inversiones esenciales en áreas que nuestros estudiantes ya deberían tener, como bibliotecas y bibliotecarios, trabajadores sociales, apoyo para la educación bilingüe y recursos de educación especial. Brinda mayor equidad a nuestros miembros con salarios más bajos y nuestros auxiliares maestros. Respeta el trabajo de educadores veteranos como yo, con una escala salarial más equitativa con la de algunas de nuestros colegas de los suburbios. Triplica el número de escuelas comunitarias sostenibles y un nuevo texto contractual que conducirá a escuelas ecológicas más saludables mediante la eliminación del asbesto, el plomo y moho, y ofrece más apoyo para nuestros estudiantes sin hogar y sus familias. Estos son avances transformadores para nuestros estudiantes y sus educadores. Y estoy muy orgullosa del proceso democrático que nuestro sindicato emprendió para alcanzar este resultado. Gracias.
Brevemente, me llamo Hilario Domínguez, trabajo aquí en el Sindicato de Maestros. Nomás le quiero decir una cosa, a los miembros, muchas gracias, le damos gracias a todos, estamos bien agradecidos con ustedes por su participación en todo este proceso. Y le dejo con esto, en un distrito con tantos estudiantes latinos y hispanos, les demos gracias a todos los miembros de este equipo, especialmente a nuestra presidente, Stacey Davis Gates. En México tienen presidente Claudia Sheinbaum. Aquí en Chicago tenemos Stacey. Estamos bien agradecidas porque es por el liderazgo de esta mujer, esta gran, poderosa mujer, que tenemos un contrato que le va a dar más recursos bilingües a nuestros estudiantes, a nuestros alumnos, a más profesores bilingües, clases más pequeñas. Es por ella y su liderazgo que nosotros nos juntamos y tenemos una coalición, un equipo aquí en Chicago que va a seguir luchando por nuestros niños. Cuando el pueblo se une, ni el más fuerte se detiene. Gracias, Stacey. Gracias a todos.
We'll take some questions.
Can you discuss the significance of that 97% ratifying, and also just the fact that you didn't have to go into a strike to get this done? Describe what the process.
No, we had to do a lot of striking to get this done. This is cumulative. So while we didn't do it in 2025, we did it in 12, we did it in 16, we did it in 18, and we did it in 19. And we had to do those things to get the system's attention. It was like a shock to it, if you will. And it also clarified what the fight was about. So while we didn't take the picket line in 25, it is the cumulative impact of all of those sacrifices that those members made in that moment, the parents and the students made in this moment. That's why this is coalition work, because they sharing that. But to your question, we didn't go on strike, and significance of 97%. Look, it builds on. Again, another cumulative. Karen Lewis would say, you fight to get to the next plateau to fight again. She never said that you won. She never said that this is the end. She said that it's a continuation. And so if you look at the way in which our operation works democratically, that is a practice now. That muscle is strong. So that should be the expectation, that people are engaged, that people have an understanding, that they get their questions answered, they see the progression of the work, and then they ratify it in those numbers. I think that that is a testament to the people standing behind me, quite frankly. Like, these people work very hard to engage our members. I don't do this by myself. It is impossible. And so the level of engagement means that the Chicago Teachers Union has a kick-ass staff. From the people who opened these doors this morning, who cleaned these floors over the weekend, to the people who answer the phones, who make the copies, put the orders in, to all the people that you see at rallies doing different things for the union. Like, look, a level of engagement, the level of engagement that we have is only possible because these people believe in that engagement as well. Thank you.
You also discussed, you mentioned that you help also firefighters who are also still trying to work on their contract. How might you do that?
Well, it's the same thing we did in 2019 with SEIU 73. We want to strike together. And as a result, they have had a very strong presence in the labor community in the city. It has been a benefit to all of us. The paraprofessionals, the SECAs, the teachers, the security guards, all of those teachers form community inside our schools. And so solidarity means that we practice that. So we're going to practice it with the firefighters. Also, I have a vested interest. My bonus son is a firefighter in Georgia.
There's like a city hall meeting, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna rally with them. We're gonna get the attention of Chicago, and we're gonna push with them to get what they deserve as well. These people are heroes. They go into buildings that people are running out of.
I have a couple questions for you. The first one is technical. It's on the vote totals. So adjusted for membership, is it right that?
Yeah, I don't do math in public. Who can do this question? Like, because it's an A. It is. That's technical.
If 97% voted yes, of 85% membership, please stick with me here. Is it right that 15%, basically, I'm trying to look for what percentage of total membership voted yes and no. What's that adjusted? What are the adjusted totals?
I don't know. Who knows the answer? Is there a math teacher behind me? It means that those people, let me tell you what it means, not mathematically, but how we do the union. So what it means in 2019 when we left the table, in 2019, we left without the class size limits we wanted. But we built infrastructure to get the class sizes we needed this time. That's progression. In 2019, we left the table without increased preparation time for our members in the elementary school. Those are things that became platformed in this negotiation, and we've gotten further. I imagine that the people who are in the minority are people who did not see themselves in the results yet. So what I would say to them, as we said to them between 19 and 25, this is still your union. We're still going to hear you and see you. Transformation comes in waves, right? When did the civil rights movement start? Did it start with the Pullman Porters? Did it start with Rosa Parks? Did it start with Emmett Till? Right? Or did it start with insurrection on a plantation during the Civil War? So I'm saying all this to say that all of this is cumulative. and that if we didn't get you the first time, we're going to see about getting you the second time and continuing to build with them. So I would tell them, give us a few more years. Next.
Just to put that in context, 85% participation in a contract ratification vote is ridiculously high. So the fact that only 15% didn't vote on the contract speaks to the high level of participation. So I think that apparently they'll get you what the overall number is, but there's a variety of reasons why people don't vote, but I will tell you that 85% participation rate is as impressive as the 97% ratification number.
Can I just say something? We pride ourselves in member participation. And so we have a voting process where it's in the buildings, where we announce, we have our delegate leaders in the schools posting, announcing, be here to vote. This is the time. We're communicating with our members, with our bargaining team, with our members, where we're at in the process, and we're getting information, we're getting their view of what they're thinking of this process. We have them very engaged, and that's why when it's time to vote, they come out to vote. This is not like an electronic vote, a mail vote. No, delegates are engaging the members, having meetings, come out. This is the time for your voice. This is the key thing about being a union member nowadays, especially with Janice ruling. You have the right to vote because you're a member. People who are not members cannot participate in this democratic process. So that's why we have an extremely high voter participation rate in comparison to just about any teacher union in the country, or probably any union.
Poppy Collar, Maria. Hey, I told you she's the toughest one at the table. And we also picked up 300 new members while conducting the vote. So, but.
My second question is more doom and gloom. Given what we heard for months about
Girl, you got the worst straws this morning. Yeah, God bless you.
the district's finances and also federal funding being potentially held back from Chicago and Illinois, how are you feeling about, are you worried about
No, I'm not worried.
close and layoffs next school year?
Let me tell you why I'm not worried. What Doge and Elon Musk are doing to America is what Paul Vallis, Arnie Duncan, Rahm Emanuel already did in Chicago. Public housing, public schools, affordable housing. Like, think about everything that we've been fighting. School closings, the privatization of schools, the firing of women, black women in particular. Look at your federal roles. All of those things, what was it? Renaissance 2010. That's right. All of those things we've survived. This contract is a testament to the resilience, the leadership, the organization, and the clarity of the people who are going to have to help push back and resist this moment too. We've done that. We are bargaining libraries in our contract because those were the things that were not funded anymore. See Renaissance 2010 and Doge. The destruction of school closings. How many federal offices are closed right now? How many Social Security offices won't be in service to our seniors? You think about what we are fighting for: community schools, places where families have an opportunity to have agency with the teachers, the administrators, the students, the community. We more than tripled that in this contract because we're rebuilding what was stripped away through closings, consolidations, and privatization. This contract is a rebuild. So if people want to understand how to survive Doge, you go on strike. If people want to understand how you survive Doge, you create community coalition. The people who are being hurt the most are the ones you go and link arms with. right? You take them to the Social Security office all the way somewhere else, and you tell them that they can fight for more, and you organize them to it, and you organize their families to it, and you build movement. So I'm not worried about it because G2 Brown is on the school board, and he did that work already. I'm not worried about it because Brandon Johnson is on the floor, and he did that work already. I'm not worried about it because Jeanette Taylor is in the city council, and she's done that work already. See, we have set ourselves up for this moment. What y'all write about ain't reality. Family falls out and they fall in, but we understand our assignments. And in this moment, the assignment is to teach America how we fought Doge and the former Renaissance 2010 and Arnie Duncan and Rahm Emanuel and Paul Vallis. Anything else? Thank you.